Alright guys, we're off to go drag another one home. It is a VW, of course. So when I get there and start hooking it up and getting around the trailer, I'll bring you along and check it out with me. Right up the middle, that one will be fine. Clean house a little bit. Another rag. Hold on. Let's commence with some cleaning, shall we? Not showing much on the stick, Danny. So we're just gonna go give her some. We'll do that till we get to the full mark, and again, if it does, I doubt it's gonna run because it's fuel injected and all the issues that go along with that. But in case it does run, I like to run them a little bit, then get the oil out of it so that all the stuff kind of gets floated up and you get all the contaminants out, where right now if you just drain it, it just doesn't get all the parts that are sitting around the bottom of the block. Get ready to put a battery in it and see if anything comes alive, and remnants of life's gone by. Gotta get rid of him first. Squeamish. He's gone. I just got a jumper pack on the leads. Let's Fire extinguisher's right in front of the garage, in case one of you guys need to run and go get it. Keys in it. Something made noise. Some stuff's clicking. What do you think? That's probably the fuel pump. See if the gas gauge reads anything. Hopefully it reads nothing. And we get no crank. It's got a clock in it. It's got a cool radio too. I doubt that's an 8-track. I think it's just just a regular. Let's go see if the starter, if you put power right to the starter, maybe she'll crank for us. Yeah, before we get there, let me just play a little bit, see what does and doesn't work. That knob doesn't even turn. That one does. That's froze. Wipers don't turn. Headlights are on. All the switches can be taken apart and cleaned. I don't want to force them now. That one's smoking. That one's ready to go, so that lost its seal. That one's okay. It's getting cloudy. Filling up with smoke from the bottom up. Got a plate light, tail light. It was probably just a driven car till it got so rusty they couldn't drive it, or it's got a major drivetrain failure of some sort. Let's see. It's filled up to there now. Kill those. Go play with something else. I'll have the clock tickle wind. You have like a mechanical winder that winds it. I don't know what that is. These guys are probably blowers. It's just a vent. Did see mechanical blowers and electric blowers in the back though. Alright, let's see if we can find some way to get power to the starter. I'd say the best bet while it's on the trailer is probably to get this wheel off and get us a little closer in. Hubcap's looking a little thin. So we get a better pry bar. See how well they'll want to come off. Not bad. I'll throw that on there. Yeah, see if you can see the starter. Which is right there. And that dark hole, that's where it is. See if you can get to cross that with a screwdriver, put power right to it, see if that starter's any good. So I'm gonna do my best to try to hold you guys one-handed and work one-handed. I got a test light hooked up, and the main power lead coming down does light up, so it does have power going to the starter. And I pulled the wire off that you crank it with. So let's try. I got a crappy screwdriver. Let's try crossing them and see if the starter will crank. I can get in there. Alright, so we could put a starter button on that and then we'll be able to crank it from the engine bay. We could look for spark and all that kind of stuff. That's good. Spit out some acorns when it's spun from the torque converter housing. So it's got critters in it all over. Alright, so I got the key on. I got a start button on it. I can't show you, it's over here as long as it goes. Actually, I can feed it through. Very well. Like that. Now you can see our start button. Let's take a plug out, wire off, put it on the end of a plug. We'll see. I doubt, but you never know. No spark. So, wasn't really expecting it to. Let's see what we got in here for points. They are pretty green. Try to get it on the high side. Up there. I don't know if you guys can see them or not. Right there. They're looking pretty cruddy. So let's try giving them a clean up first before we go explore anywhere else and see if that will help our situation out. And let's see if this will help us at all. Actually, it should be. The key's still on. Yeah, it should be arcing, and it is. So when we turn the key off, I'll go clean them and then turn it back on. That's good because that means it has power to the points. I know I'm going to need a better battery setup too. That crank it faster. Well, I have at the moment. Got to run to the junkyard. I usually keep one battery spare, and the junkyard sells batteries for 20 bucks, lifetime warranty. So as long as you keep the receipt, they'll continue to give you the battery when it craps out again. So that's a pretty good deal, especially for old beaters like this. You want to put a $100 battery in something, right? So let's see what that does for us. All the tune-up parts look fresh. It looks like a new rotor. Because there's no burn on the tits. Like somebody went and tuned it up, or tried tuning it up, or we're gonna find out. Could have major issues with it too, and that's where they gave up on it also. You know, like I had a burnt valve or something was running like crap, and they thought it was tune-up parts. Where are we? We're looking for spark. Let's go see if that came back. You got spark. I know it's fuel injected. I wonder if we should try fogging it a little bit and just see if it'll sputter on. I have to. I'll use starter fluid, but I'd like to try just dumping a little bit of gas in it and see if that works. Let me go get that and we'll give her a shot. This is a pre-mixed gas. It's got oil in it. Kind of help with the top end. See if I can open the throttle up and work it in there. Let's see what that does. Thought I heard one kick. Give her one more shot and we'll try setting up with getting a good battery, and worst case we'll switch over to starter fluid. Yeah, I think it can. A lot of blowback on that. Third time's the charm. wants to. Gotta get a better battery. And I'm going for the starter fluid. Yeah, we're just out of battery. Actually, they were out of batteries, so I went and grabbed one out of the double cab for now. And of course, the polarity is the wrong direction for it to fit. And that's got to be the shortest ground strap I've ever seen. And you know, if I flipped that there, my negative would be there, my positive would be there. So to make it reach, I put it out here, and even that wouldn't reach. So how's that for redneck? I'm gonna throw a charger on it too, just so we have a little bit more. It's been sitting for 6 months, and we'll try it again. Alright, I just have that battery hooked in here with a charge. Let's see if it sounds any different just for the crank part of it. Oh yeah, that might even go. Hold on a sec. It's been a half hour since I put whatever I put in there for fuel too. So I'm gonna get you set up and we'll go try this again. Alright, let's try squirting a little bit of gas in it again. Kind of pisses right out the intake manifold on the back side. Alright, gonna let it sit, get the battery charge up, and start a cool off. Let's give it another round. Actually, I gotta turn the key on. You know how bad I want to keep going, but I know I'm going to cook the starter. I'll let it cool down, we'll do it again. Let's go at it again. Alright, you can put any gas in it. You can get it running off the bottle. All right, one more time just for fun, and then we'll start getting into the fuel injection and seeing if we get what we have for fuel and flushing it out and all that kind of stuff. Giving it too much gas. So we took a fuel line off the back, and I cycled the key. I'm not getting any fuel flowing through it, and the gas gauge shows nothing. So we're going to try dumping a little bit in. I have a feeling it's just going to piss out the bottom, but with a slight possibility that there's just no gas in it would be the best scenario, but who knows. Anything coming out the bottom?
I've got nothing.
So I'm going to put about a half gallon in it, and I'm going to keep cycling the key and see if we can get, because if we hear the electric fuel pump running, I think we'll call it at that. And we'll see if we can get any fuel pressure. Just cycle that key for me a couple of times.
The gas gauge moved.
Did it?
Yep.
Yeah, keep doing that a couple of times. Yeah, because I think it only runs a couple of seconds. I'm not sure.
They just changed pitch.
Good. Be good if something comes out, we could push the old crap out with that. I'll bring these back if we get something. In the key, and we just started getting a little dribbling coming through. So let's see what kind of quality we get out of here. Ready when you are. Ooh, she's the nice tea. That's a good vintage, huh? So I may try hooking power right up to the fuel pump, see if we can let it run for a while, and maybe run that half gallon that I put in there out of it. Because she doesn't look like she's getting very bright. Yeah, it might be getting a little better. Hey, why don't you hold it up? I'm going to set us up with a better gas can to hold all this. Another shot. So we've gotten it to pretty much this color right now, which is more of a dark beer. So we're going to hook it back up and see if we can pressurize the fuel system and kind of go from there. Oh, you can hold on. See what the return does and what it does under pressure yet. So I hooked it back up, and that might be a problem. That's a slight leak right there. So I'm going to go get a piece of fuel line and go from there to there. And we'll keep chasing them until we get a close loop. So we're leaking out of every pretty much every line that's on it, but I think it's enough to kind of hold some kind of pressure, and I just want to see if the fuel injectors are going to work. So we're going to try firing it up again, and on the bottle and then see if the fuel injection will take over, and then we'll just shut it off once we got that as a verification. So you can just turn the key on and I'll work everything from back here.
On.
I don't know if that was running on, which one was running on. Just some gas everywhere. Still not sure. I don't think so. So I think the next step is probably to pull an injector and see if the injector is actually squirting, but I may deal with that another day. So guys, I think I'm going to wrap it up here. Again, it's going to need more troubleshooting. I do see somebody was in here on the computer. I looked inside. It doesn't look like it filled up with water, but for some reason somebody took that apart, and I would suspect that it was probably the last straw of it not running, is having the injectors work. So I'm sure it's going to need more in the along that line as far as being addressed. You can see right here it's leaking out of all the fuel lines all the way around. Worst case scenario is you could also go and put a set of dual carbs on the same setup where it is right here, and you can run them off of that if I feel the need to. Actually, I think I have a set of carbs. I don't think I have intakes, but I have a set of carbs for it that I grabbed at a swap meet at one time off of a 67, I think it was. So with that, I am glad to see that it will run somewhat, and for a pile, I've had worse piles, let's put it that way. And we're gonna go shut her down here. I want to thank all you guys for taking some time to hang out and watch my video and bring old junk back to life. And with that, we're gonna sign off. See you later.